Shri Ravindra Babu.
Sir, namaskar, sir. Sir, namaskar, sir. Sir, namaskar, sir. Sir, sir, on behalf of Telugudesam Party, sir, we wholeheartedly support this bill. Sir, I can say, for last 3 years experience, this is one of the finest drafted bills, sir, we have ever come across. The most finest drafted and taking contents and taking the actual suffering of the people into the bill, made the best efforts to codify even the behavioral disorders also. Sir, I really congratulate you, sir, for an excellent effort you have done, sir. Excellent effort. So here I am really proud of belonging to an MP as in Lok Sabha, sir, at least now. Sir, a small suggestion. Of course, my friends already criticized me and I never get any bouquets, only get a brickbats. But at least this time, madam, I deserve bouquets, not brickbats. Sir, I was referring to last time's maternity bill things, which I was thoroughly misunderstood. I was actually pleading for 1.5 year leave, and they thought I'm derisive and derogatory to the. I was only exhibiting my medical knowledge, so that was the thing. Thank you, sister. Sir, mental illness has been defined as a disorder of thinking, mood, perception, orientation, memory, that grossly impairs judgment, behavior, capacity to recognize reality, and ability to meet the ordinary demands of the life. This is called mental illness. Sir, I am afraid, instead of calling, these are the qualities which every one of us would have suffered. The mood perceptions, mood behavior, behavioral changes, ups or downs or depression, grief, sorrow, all these things everybody will undergo, sir. These are and everybody's judgment gets impaired because of certain other extraneous reasons or reasons which are not beyond our control. Suppose if I lose my mother, if I lose my father, if I lose my close kith and kin, my impairment judgment would be grossly, my impairment will be very clearly visible. So those things are also been labeled as mental illness. This would have been called as a behavioral disorders. Instead of calling them a minor things, a neurotic things, as a psychotic things, the things which are functional in nature, instead of labeling them as a mental illness, even mood perception, behavioral disorders which impairs judgment, all those things should have been at least categorized as a behavioral disorders, not as a mental illness. This is my smallest observation, sir. Sir, as per the bill, when you go through all the provisions of the bill, it looks as though we are talking about only one disorder. Though there are 5-6 disorders as per the Psychiatry Association, only one disorder is very discernible from this. Of course, it does not spelled out. That is schizophrenia. This is the one which you are talking about. Sir, in schizophrenia also there are 4 or 5 stages. One is hebephrenic, another is mood depression, or some is schizophrenia means basically, sir, schizo means mind, phrenia means spirit. Whenever there is a split in the communication, thoughts or perceptions, and it results in gross neglect of his personal hygiene, posing threat to himself or posing threat to the society, that is the time when we call it is a suffering from schizophrenia. It's a thorough breakdown of the personality system. That is the time at which we usually interfere and we usually go for a treatment in the mental asylums. But throughout, we have been trying to over-enthusiastically attempting to classify even the manic depressive psychosis also, which is called bipolar disorder. That is also being labeled as a psychiatric illness. Even anxiety neurosis or maybe some sleep disorders, which can be easily attended, which are very superficial in nature, not affecting or not fragmenting the personality. So would have been at least kept out of this purview of the bill, which could have been tackled in a medical sciences or not on par with the psychiatry. Sir, for example, it reminds me of the 2-3 movies. One is Beautiful Mind, Another is, one is Beautiful Minds, sir, where Russell Crowe has acted, and when John Nash has acted in one movie. There is one scientist who found the game theory. Sir, both these personalities which have discovered game theory, which have discovered lot of theories, they have suffered, sir, schizophrenia. They suffered schizophrenia, both of them, and ECT was given 3 times. ECT means electroconvulsive therapy, where my colleague, my BJP colleague, doctor, Gavit, has already spoken about how ECT functions. It will make a functional man as a vegetable, a totally vegetable. Such is the power of the ECT. It leads to convulsions and seizures, contractions, later totally flaccid body. It becomes totally vegetable. Even after making a man vegetable 3 times, the human brain, the human energy and human ingenuity, the human intellectuality is so great. These 2 persons, even after undergoing ECT therapy thrice, they have made huge discoveries in the world. Therefore, the mental illness, sir, it is very delicate thing. Very delicate thing. One should be very cautious while dealing with the disorders. Therefore, ECT, it may not give a treatment also. It might still have those symptoms free. Without ECT also, there are certain drugs. Sir, of late, in the psychiatry also, there are so many medicines have invented and discovered. Especially in the psychiatry, the most important disorder is bipolar disorder, that is maniac depressive psychosis. In the manic depressive psychosis, during mania, most of the emperors, most of the kings, most of the achievers, they would have suffered mania stage of the manic depressive psychosis.
समाप्त करिए.
And depression is the one during which one will withdraw. He will not be any threatening to anybody. He will simply engrossed and he will be introvert. He will not do any harm. Even those things also, I think, must have been crept to this bill inadvertently. If at all, the intention of the government is only to treat a disorder which will threaten himself, threaten society, only those things if they are intended to cover, then it's fine. If they are covering MDP also, if they are covering personality disorders also, faulty coping mechanisms also, because the mental illness definition is little leading to confusion. So therefore, through you, sir, I request the Honorable Minister, who has made an excellent draft of this bill, accepting this definition of mental illness to include even the mood disorders, even the behavioral disorders, even the perceptual disorders, even those disorders which will impair the judgment, impair the ability to judgment. These things would not have been included as mental illness. Otherwise, those who goes for a counseling also, we always go to psychiatry for a treatment. But we go to counselors only to screen certain disorders or to detect certain merits in a particular candidate. So those counselors also may be a tendency, will have a tendency, sir, pass 2 minutes, tendency to label anybody as per the act suffering from mental illness. If that mental illness is diagnosed by psychological counselors in the schools or colleges, sir, there will be stigma. There is a great stigma attached to this. Even now also in India, we have a lot of stigma to go to clinics of the psychiatry and all. Sir, one more thing I wanted to add, nothing related to the bill. Psychiatric disorders are very uncommon in India because we enjoyed nuclear, not sir, we have enjoyed, sir, 1 second, sir, only 1 second. Sir, we used to have giant families, all emotional problems, all the problems of physiological and pathological disorders, behavioral disorders. Sir, 1 minute, sir. Sir, 1 minute, I'm just completing.
No, conclude.
Sir, 1 second, sir, only 1 second. I'm telling you very vital points, sir, about India. Sir, Indian greatness. Indian greatness, why we don't suffer from psychiatric illness? Because we have a giant families to take care of our mental disorders, even anxiety, neurosis, behavioral disorders, sleep pattern, personal disorders are taken care by giant families. Father, mother. Whereas, in the capitalism,
Shri
because the
Vishweswar
breakdown
Reddy
of the joint
Honorable
family.
Chairman.
Sir, because of the
Honorable
breakdown of
Chairman,
joint family,
there's a-
nuclear family is the one
there's a beautiful
which is
song
the seed. I'm sorry,
by
brother.
Don
brother.
McLean.
Hello, brother. 1 second.
It is.
Nuclear family,
It is.
emergency of nuclear family is the one
Both the
which
mics
will
are on,
break
sir.
down our personality, sir. Therefore, I hail our
Both the
Hindu
mics are
system,
on.
sir. I hail our...
Yeah.